If you guys are looking to buy cheap, fast, and reliable NBA Live Mobile and NBA 2K coins, check out my sponsor ExpressOnly.com and use my code AK for 10% off your next purchase. Hey guys, welcome back to AB's channel, and today I got another video for you guys. In this video, I will be discussing what happened to Anthony Bennett and where he is today, what he's still doing, and how he ended up being a bust. I have a lot of different reasons and research that I have done for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get right into it. So, as you guys can see from the screen right now, Anthony Bennett grew up in Toronto, Canada, where he was raised by his mother and father. He went on to play high school in Canada. He then moved to West Virginia at a prep school. That prep school then closed a year later. So Anthony Bennett transferred to Nevada. He then played high school ball there for Bathwet Secondary School. He averaged 14.5 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. This is an alright stat line, but for a high school player, I still think he should be. I think he should have had some better stats, especially the points. 14.5 points is not too great for high school players, especially when he was announced that he's going to be a McDonald's All-American, which is a really big honor for a high school player. So he went on to UNLV. He announced that he would continue his career at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He played 1 year at UNLV where he averaged 16.1 points per game and 8.1 rebounds per game. This is actually a really good season for Bennett, which is why a lot of people looked at him as a good player, and that he was projected to be a lottery pick. He was not projected to be the first pick, but I'll get into that later. He led UNLV to the NCAA tournament, and they were the 5 seed, which is not too bad. The 5 seed's all right, especially for UNLV, who's not a basketball powerhouse. But they were then upset by California in the first round. So, I mean, I guess the 5 seed was good, but they didn't do anything out of it because they lost the first game. So, after Bennett's first year in playing college basketball, he declares for the NBA draft. And like I said a few seconds ago, he was supposed to be a lottery pick. This draft class was pretty weak, but it did consist of Anthony Bennett, Victor Oladipo, Nerlens Noel, Cody Zeller, and guys like that. So no one really knew how the draft would work, and it was probably one of the most interesting drafts. But yet the players in it weren't as good.
With the first pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Anthony Bennett of Toronto, Canada, and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
So there it is, guys. You saw that, right? You heard that right there. Anthony Bennett was picked number 1. So, yes, he was picked number 1, and pretty crazy because, as I would show the video, but the NBA copyrights are now crazy, so I can't show that video. But in the video, Nerlens Noel has like a weird look on his face, or he was just disappointed because he was one of the guys who could have been picked number 1 overall. Also read that a few scouts said that Bennett should have been like, he should have been like 8th or 9th or something like that. So from there he went on, he's on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he plays for Cleveland for 1 season. Okay, he just plays for 1 season, and this season he played 57 games and he averaged 4.2 points for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He wasn't there long, though. So in the offseason, a blockbuster trade is made. The Cavaliers in the next draft, the 2014 draft, they had the number 1 pick again because Anthony Bennett, he didn't do anything for him. He only averaged 4 points per game. So they could have another number 1 pick. And they pick Andrew Wiggins, as you guys remember, and Jabari Parker went second. And then the reason why they made this pick was because actually the Timberwolves wanted Andrew Wiggins, and he is now, and then they trade Anthony Bennett and Andrew Wiggins for basically Kevin Love. Philadelphia was also involved in that three-way trade. But the basic deal of the trade was that Kevin Love was traded for Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett, sending Kevin Love to Cleveland. And it doesn't go too well the next season after that for Anthony Bennett. He only averages 5.2 points per game. And that's basically the end of his career. He doesn't do much after that. He's then cut. So he's then cut after 2 seasons in the NBA. This man was the #1 pick, and he's cut after 2 seasons of the NBA. He couldn't even make his he couldn't even end out his rookie contract, which is just crazy. That just amazed me about this guy. He only plays 2 years, and he's cut. Next, in July of 2015, after that next season, Anthony Bennett plays. He's from Canada. I said that earlier in the video. He's from Toronto, Canada. So he's going to play in July. He's going to play on on Canada's national team for basketball, which was a pretty big deal because after a guy who was just cut after being the #1 pick, playing 2 years in the NBA, he's now invited to be on a team to represent his home country. And he shows that he wanted to be a part of that team, actually. So in this tournament, Bennett helped the Canadians beat America in a huge upset because America's the powerhouse in basketball, and they made it to the finals, but they lost to Brazil. In this tournament, Anthony Bennett averaged 15 points per game. So, his best showing ever. This guy, oh, wow, maybe he should get picked up. And that's exactly what happens. The Raptors pick up Anthony Bennett because they just saw him play. They just saw him play in Canada. So, he's picked up by the Raptors, but he only plays 19 games for them. He averaged 1 point or something. I saw the stat line earlier. It was terrible. Cut. And then the Nets give him a shot because this is when the Nets are also really bad. Nets give him a shot, doesn't work. His final career stats for the NBA are 4.4 points per game and 3.1 rebounds per game. So just terrible stats for this guy. 4.4 points in 4 seasons. That's what he averaged, 4.4. But 4 seasons in the NBA, #1 overall pick. Crazy stuff right there. And guys, the reason why Anthony Bennett didn't turn out to be the player he wanted to be was because he said to be lazy and they didn't care about the game. The Raptors said this about him, and it was evident when you watched Anthony Bennett play that he just didn't care. He was really lazy on the court. Plus, he wasn't very athletic for an NBA player, which is probably one of the reasons why he didn't make it because of his attitude. And Anthony Bennett decided to take his so-called talent to Europe. I don't know why I'm saying. I mean, I guess, yeah, not really talent, but he's signed by a Turkish team. I guess Turkey's kind of in Europe, Middle East area. He's signed by a Turkish team called Fenerbahce. I'm probably not saying that right, but that's what we're gonna call for this video. And as you guys may expect, he plays 10 games, averaging 1.2 points for that season. And he's cut from that team to make room for former NBA player Pero Antic. Pero Antic is not a bad player. He was on the Hawks for a few years, but that's what happens to Anthony Bennett's career in Europe. And he comes back to America, right? Thinking, oh, I need to go somewhere. I was just cut by a team that's not any good. It's in Europe, and so that was basically it. He was probably just shocked that happened, that he never played, and this guy never did anything professionally. I'm just saying, he was terrible. When you wouldn't even. This guy looks like someone who shouldn't even have been drafted. But today, guys, this is what happened to him is that he currently plays in the G League, also known as the D League, for the Maine Red Claws. Nothing great. Sure, he's not doing much there. And And Anthony Bennett also released a statement saying he still hopes to make it back to the NBA, but I highly doubt he will, and he may be even making this up because he was known to be lazy and not care about the game. Just based on this guy's stat line, I think he's just an awful player and that he will never do anything. Reasons why. First of all, in high school, he did nothing. College, he didn't even average over 20. In high school, he didn't average over 20 either. I don't really see why he was even picked number one. So, but I mean, the only credit I could give him is that the draft class is weak. But guys, this is gonna end the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. The name's AV's channel. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.